For all the hold on, Sean. For all the talk about how everyone's gay now, okay? People, men and women are still getting it on behind each other's backs.
Getting it in.
You know, Sean, people think that we're just gonna like stop because no one cares about us right now, but that's not the way things work. You just keep going, and people will eventually say hello. Welcome, sir. It's me and Sean today.
Yes,
What's
sir.
up, Sean?
Yes, man, I'm happy to be here. I brought out my Dr. J t-shirt. I just want everybody to see that.
Yo.
Yes, sir. That's what we do.
For those listening, that's Dr. J dunking in the 70s.
Yes.
Dr. J, the preamble to Air Jordan. David Thompson as well. Those guys had all the hops before everybody had hops, right?
Right. So I just had to pay tribute. He was the first jersey as a kid growing up when you played, park rec leagues and things like that. That everybody wanted number 6. So can I get number 6? I want number 6. So it was first come, first serve. So whoever got number 6 was envied by all the kids. Like, man, I wanted number 6. But
Dr. J was all class too, and I just people don't understand. Like, he was such a great ambassador for the league.
Absolutely. He was just, man, like I said, just the fro, and he was the epitome of cool, not only just a great basketball player, but just a showman and just, great ambassador for the game. So
yes,
shout out to
I
Dr. J.
believe your grace, Sean, is sending me one of these shirts. So I'm eternally thankful for this shirt stack he'll be sending. Sean, it's been a hell of a weekend for playoff basketball. This isn't even our topic for the day, guys. The topic is drama. It's all we're going straight salacious today. But these playoff games have been so much fun to watch. I like the fighting. I like the disdain. I like the enmity. I like that people diametrically oppose their opponents, sir.
Absolutely. This is what playoff basketball is all about. You want to win. And it's at all costs. This is what we go through the long 82 game season for, to get to this.
Yeah.
And man, the games were amazing. The way they're fighting and the teams that, I think I said this on a previous podcast that we had. There's really not a huge difference between, you've got the best team in the NBA, but in OKC, but between 1 and 8. There's not that big of a difference, and they're showing it. If you look at the 8th seed, Orlando, playing Detroit, they're up 2-1 in that series, and they've outplayed the Pistons for 2 out of the 3 games that they've played so far. And I think the talent-wise, these guys are all NBA players, and they're proving it, and that's why I love playoff basketball.
Can I double down on that comment, sir? Because
Sure,
as correct
absolutely.
as you are, what I've also noticed is the DGAF attitude of lower seed teams. They don't care. The Hawks are going at the Knicks' neck. Detroit has their handful, I believe, as of this podcast taping. They're down a game. I'm sorry.
Yes.
Detroit's down a game to... who is it? The Orlando Magic.
Orlando Magic.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then, Minnesota and Denver are fighting for their lives, right? Minnesota wouldn't go to a Denver funeral right now. They're so cold-blooded.
They're up 3-1 in the series.
They're up 3-1. And then your Lakers have literally had a renaissance of belief in the system, bro. Take any of these and tell me what you think about this weekend. Again, this isn't a topic. We're just riffing off what's happening.
Listen, I watched last night. Let me start with this first, and then I'll finish with my Lakers, if you allow me such time,
floor.
sir.
The floor. It's me and you.
So I'm watching the Minnesota Denver game, and for me, I want the game. I was kind of pulling for Denver, and I'm not a fan of either team, but I was pulling for Denver to even up the series, so you can get that pivotal game 5. So I'm watching the game is going along, and let me tell you, Minnesota does not GAF about Joker, about Jamal Murray, about anybody over in that Denver uniform. I mean, they are going at their necks. And and the sad thing about the game, Dante DiVincenzo, you could tell by the way he stepped back, he popped his Achilles.
Yeah.
And then you got
Shout out to Dante.
uh,
Hope
An-
you get well.
yeah, shout out to Dante. And then Anthony Edwards hyperextends his knee, deep bone bruise.
Yeah.
Just found out
I've
he's
had
going to
that
be out
exact injury. He'll be
multiple.
okay in about a month.
Yeah, yeah. So they said multiple weeks. So you're right. So, but I said, oh yeah, Denver's going to get this game. And when I tell you, Minnesota rallied together and punched them in the mouth repeatedly. I was like, and this dude, I think his name is Io or Ao. I can't pronounce his
Him
first
who
name.
would
I'm sorry
not
if I
be
mispronounced.
named.
Yes, this Dosomu. I know that name. I said this dude dropped 43. I think this might be his first playoff appearance, and he is getting to the bag. Seriously, they're gonna have to back the truck up and give this guy some money because he went in and he looked like they could not do. You know what he looked like? Me and you had this conversation. He looked like last year. What's the cat's name? T.J. McConnell
Yeah.
for the Indiana Pacers.
Mm-hmm.
He looked like T.J. Just not. They couldn't stop him. He was getting in the paint. He was hitting jumpers. He did whatever he wanted.
He was
He had a career
aggressive.
playoff
He
high.
was
Yeah,
aggressive.
career playoff high of 43 points. And I'm like, man, this dude incredible. And just to go to show you that some GMs aren't very smart. Chicago let him go for a box of donuts and a pack of cool cigarettes. You know what I mean? They gave him away for nothing. Chicago did the Chicago Bulls. Shout out to the Bulls, but they gave him away, and now this guy is a top
You
playoff
said they gave him
performer. So
away for a pack of now and laters and some Virginia Slims.
yes, exactly. And so
You've come a long way,
it's crazy.
baby.
Yes. So, like I said, this is why I love playoff basketball. I just thought Minnesota was dead in the water after the two major injuries, and their team came together and really just won going away. And it was, and then a little pushing at the end,
I
a
love it.
little unwritten rule of scoring when
I love it. I
when the
love that.
game's already
I
out of
love
hand.
that you and I both know that you can't do that because it's an unwritten rule.
Yeah, you
And I
can.
love that he did it and
Yeah.
said, "What?" and looked at him and said, "What? I
Well,
don't
it was
care."
the same guy. I don't, you know why? Because it's the same guy that said, we're going to attack their bad defenders. Joker's a bad
I
defender.
love it. I love it.
Tim Hardaway Jr. is a bad defender. Like he said this, and and since he said that, they've been doing exactly what he said,
Yo.
attacking those defenders, and they've been successful.
Yeah, we can't
It's
spend too much
crazy.
time on this. Cut to your Lakers
Sure.
because we are having a renaissance in belief for the Lake Show. What they're doing over there, that scoring 6 points in 30 seconds is insane. We broke it down over the phone
It's
call, but
insane.
just as a Laker fan, I know your stomach was in knots. Were you okay watching this?
I was not. I was not. I was. You and I were texting back and forth, and I'm like, I'm sending you heart attack emojis. I'm dying over here, and the reason being is because we were winning the whole game. We
Yeah.
pretty much had control. Third quarter comes, and we weren't playing right, and we lost control. I mean, but it was still relatively close, within a few points, within a possession or so. And then it was just at the end, the dumb turnovers, not being able to score. And I tell you, when they went up, when LeBron threw it, turned it over. What's my man's name? The center. I can't even think of his name right now. Şengün
Yeah.
scores. They go up 6, and I'm so pissed. I'm like, because we got to take advantage. KD's out. You got to take advantage of that game.
Okay,
So
but cut
I'm
to the
like, yeah,
part
we.
when they go nuts. I want to know how you felt.
Okay, so we're down 6. They get the ball. They turn it over. Marcus Smart gets it. I'm like, okay, all right. I'm still thinking we're gonna lose.
Yeah.
I'm a pessimist when it comes to my Lakers because
Same.
so he hits the 3. He hits the 3 free throws. I'm like, okay, cool. We're within 3. We need a miracle. So LeBron slaps the ball away, and we get the steal. They kick it ahead. He almost fumbles it, and I'm freaking out. Like, get the ball, get the ball. So he taps it over to Luke Kennard. Kennard kind of fumbles it. They run to him. He kicks it over to LeBron. LeBron pump fakes
Fake
and then shoots the 3.
fade away.
And I go, I go, please, God, make it. Please go in. When he splashed it, I lost my mind. I'm like, what did I just watch? This was crazy. I'm like,
Sean, I gotta cut you off here. I was talking
yeah,
to Stefan, who's a friend of the show. He's been here, and I
sure.
told him that turn of events is the equivalent of someone rolling 4 12s back to back to back in Vegas on the crap type table, because
Right.
on the craps table, because it's so rare to have turnover after shot after turnover after like those. It's like that. It doesn't happen. It doesn't
Doesn't.
happen,
It
and to
doesn't.
watch it live was fantastic. But anyway, guys, let's
Man,
get to the meat and
incredible
potatoes
games.
of today's absolutely crazy games. And if you're not watching, then you're probably not watching the show because you're not a sports fan. So what are you doing here? If you're not watching, go away
Right.
because you're in the wrong place.
Right.
Guys, it's been a week for relationships.
Oh boy.
We're skipping the
Oh
pleasantries
man.
today because the sports world is currently a 5 alarm fire of infidelity, receipts, and public meltdowns. 2 months ago, we were watching Klay Thompson drop about 300K on a baby blue Bentley Mulsanne for Megan Thee Stallion's 31st birthday, looking like the NBA's undisputed it couple. But as of yesterday, which was April 20, what,
Yeah.
25th or 6th?
April 25th. Yeah, 25th was yesterday, I
Right,
believe.
25th.
Yeah.
But as of yesterday, Hot Girl Summers turned into Cold Feet Winter. Megan didn't just break up with the Mav star. She scorched earth on Instagram, accusing Klay of playing house with his family while allegedly stepping out behind her back. Between Megan crying on a Broadway stage and the bombshell claims that Klay doesn't know if he can be monogamous. After months of mood swings, according to Megs, we have to ask, is the juice of this latest victimized relationship a Dallas curse, or are we witnessing the messy end of the celebrity power couple? This is on the backs of Mike Vrabel's Sedona secret with his reporter friend. So, Sean, what are we actually talking about here, sir?
Well, when I listen, when I heard the news about Meg and Clay, I go, is that fake? Like I like that he just like you alluded to, he just bought her a Bentley. So I'm thinking everything is good, life is good, they're moving. I mean, he's cooking and Thanksgiving dinner and she's
Giving
cooking
dinners.
Thanksgiving dinner with the family and they're you think there's going to be a match made in heaven and then all of a sudden you see this and I go it's really a cautionary tale about keeping your relationship private. Even if you're not in the public eye,
So me, you, and I,
keep your
we both were
relationship
on that
private.
primarily of keeping your relationship private.
Yeah, that your relationship is your relationship. So that way, if you were to break up, just like this, it's not as public. But you know, when you're both in the public eye like that, and Clay's got to know this, and I know Megan knows this. She's been in some situations before in the past. So you gotta know if somebody's feelings hurt, whoever's the first to the keyboard or to the phone to type in their disdain
And
for what
POV.
happened,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, everybody's gonna jump on it, and that's what she did. And so, and I understand Clay with the mood swings as a basketball player. Yeah, when you're playing and you're in playing playoffs and whatever you're doing, you're gonna have those mood swings. Um, you're gonna because you want well he wasn't in the playoffs but just the rigors of the season and then especially with Clay you look at Clay he goes from four-time champion to back-to-back terrible injuries one could consider seizing I mean a career-ending injuries back-to-back and then the team that you won four chips with doesn't want you anymore and now you're over in Dallas and then you have a ray of sunshine and then they trade away that you get a ray of sunshine with Cooper Flag getting there, and you had AD there, and then now they trade him away.
Yeah.
Your future is really you don't know what you're gonna do. You don't
It's
know what
no, his
is
future's
going to happen.
his
So
future's internal. But I wanna shine the light on a bigger picture here because my
sure,
oldest Mia, she loves Megan, and she was
sure,
really hurt by this. If they can't make it work, what hope is there for the rest of us as a position of viewpoint, right? If you're an NBA star every woman's trying to get in your pockets. Okay. Klay finds a beautiful woman who is actually really cool. She has his back. She has her own money. She don't need your money.
Sure.
So there's no
Absolutely.
issue there. And then all of a sudden, you bought me the Bentley. I didn't ask for that. We had Thanksgiving dinner. I met your family. Meeting family, man. I can say of all the women I've ever dated, and I've dated a few, not many have met my family. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So there was something there. So I understand why she's hurt and why the reaction is so vitriolic. You know what I mean?
Right. I understand exactly what you mean. It's, you know, it's hard to explain, but and your daughter should have hope because every situation is different,
Yeah.
and that's why we go back to what I was saying is you got to keep it private. In a situation like that where you're kind of glamorizing your relationship and what you're doing with your with that significant other,
You're painting with
things
bright
could get
colors.
messy.
Hold on. You're painting with bright colors on
Yeah.
the internet for everyone to see.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
so but those bright colors show up equally as bright when it's on the other side. So the red and ugly dark black splotches show up, and that's what we're witnessing right now. So, but like I said, I don't know much about Megan's relationships in the past, and or Clay's for that matter. But
Yeah.
it just really sounds like they didn't know, but they fell in love and real quick and just was really into each other, and that's what we call the honeymoon stage of the relationship, where everything is peaches and cream, rainbows, and unicorns, and so, but relationships are hard. You're dealing with two different personalities, and it's exponentially harder when you've got two different personalities that are in the limelight. You know,
Yes.
Megan is a megastar. We know who Megan the
She's a
Stallion is. She's
superstar.
a bona fide megastar,
Arguably,
superstar. And then
it's
Clay,
actually, hold on. Inarguably, she's a bigger star than Klay is.
yes,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely.
Yeah.
At this point, if they would have met years,
Not in
earlier,
2016,
and
no.
you could argue
Yeah.
that point. Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So but like I said, Clay's a big star. People know in the sports world know who Klay Thompson is,
Yeah.
4-time champion. He was the second part of the Splash Brothers, right? So when you have those two things and him not knowing, or neither one of them really not knowing a whole lot about relationships, and then you plaster it over social media,
Yeah.
these are the results that you get
100%,
when
Sean.
it doesn't work out.
And
Yeah.
to your brilliant first opening is that the beauty of keeping things private is you can work on your relationship privately.
Right.
Neither me nor you know what Klay Thompson's like behind closed doors, nor do we know what Megan the Stallion is like behind closed doors. So those things, the real X's and O's of a relationship, are never public, right? Because we don't get to see.
Right.
Right? Klay could be an absolute
Exactly.
lunatic. He could be addicted to the P and just can't stop leaving chicks alone on Instagram for all we know. And
Right.
most NBA players are
Right.
actually like that because you're just so used to the attention, right? So this
Right.
is the reason why, and this is a full left turn for this comment. I mean, I've met Julia Roberts. She married a cameraman.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, let that sink in.
Yeah.
Julia Roberts
Right.
is stunning. And her husband, respectfully, is the most normal looking person that you could ever meet. Why? Because he probably doesn't come with a lot of drama.
It's true. And here's the second part of it.
Yeah.
People probably won't really pay attention to her relationship if it was on IG, because because that exact point. He's a cameraman. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, and don't get me wrong, cameramen, they're very important.
Oh, of
They
course.
shoot
I'm
the
not.
movies that we
I was in
love.
the industry. Of course.
You know,
Yes.
yes. So it's very. I just want to preface that by saying
Yes.
they have a very important job, but it's not glamorous. It's
Mm-hmm.
not. So people are more likely to say, "Oh, that's cool, Julia Roberts and the cameraman. They're doing great," and then they move on to something more exciting. You see, seriously, I mean,
You
that's
said
what
it
it
like
is.
such a throw.
I'm saying. I'm just. Am I wrong?
No,
Tell me if I'm
I mean,
wrong.
because okay, you can be a DP or a director or a cameraman and be wealthy and still be
Right.
anonymous, right? You could be
Right.
a director of photography and be pulling down $500,000 a year and be fine. You know what I mean? And to your point, you could walk down the street. You can go to Kohl's and you can get lawn
Right.
chairs, and no one's no one's gonna bother you.
No one's checking for you. Nobody cares. Oh, it's just a average gentleman. Hey, he picked out some nice lawn chairs. You know what I'm saying? So but then you turn on and you go, I saw that guy in Coles last week. I didn't know he was director of this Oscar award winning film. What? Oh my God. But that's that's what we're talking about right here. It's like in that type of situation, nobody, really wants to pay attention to it. They want the glamour and they want all the,
Shine.
the showmanship over that relationship. The shine,
Yeah.
exactly. I couldn't think
Yeah.
of it. That's what they want. And so when you get two popular couples like, two popular people like Clay and
Yeah.
Megan, boom, they get together. It's great. We love it. We want to think up cute names when we put them together. Like what was it?
It was J-Lo and
J Lo and Ben Affleck.
Ben
What was that? Or
Affleck.
was
They had a
yeah,
nickname. There's all kinds of stupid nicknames that the media gives people.
yeah, yeah,
They run people ragged trying to create news to give them. I just
yeah.
wanted to say this isn't for anyone who's new to celebrity couple gossip. This isn't new. Tony Parker back
No,
in 2010 was dating Aaron Berry, and he had a side chick when he married Eva Longoria. I think they were married for 5 minutes.
yeah,
That
wasn't
was
very long at all.
all right. That was super messy. Yeah, Ime Udoka, the coach from the Rockets, had all of our childhood sweethearts. Nia Long.
Nia Long.
We
Yep.
were all mad. We were mad about that.
Right, right.
We was like, "Yo, that's Nia Long, Playboy. Like, you cheated on Nia Long?
Yeah. Like what are you doing?
What do
Like
you?
what part of the game is it?
What?
But it boils down to access. You know, access and ego.
Yeah,
And the reason I say that is a lot of these guys in these high profile positions, a la Tony Parker, a la Ime Udoka, and there's countless others. When they're in these high profile positions, they have this big ego. I mean, we haven't even touched on Tiger Woods. He
Tiger
had the
Woods
most
or
outsized
Tristan Thompson.
Tristan Thompson. Yeah. So the most outsized ego you can think of. And so you're like, man, I can do whatever I want. I can walk down. It doesn't matter. They're not, nobody's gonna run away.
Yeah,
And what if 50 Cent say, have a baby, my baby, be
be
a
a
millionaire.
millionaire.
It's that
One of
type
my
of
favorite
cavalier
lines in hip hop,
attitude
by
that
the way. It was one of my favorite lines in hip hop.
yeah, exactly. It's that cavalier attitude that these people, these celebrities get, and they just do what they want. But the sad thing about it is, with the social media age, it's there for everybody to see and for everybody to judge, and it gets messy, and that's what Megan and Clay are experiencing, the messy side of it.
John,
So keep it private.
I'm gonna take a hard left here. I have so many other things that I have written down, but I have to say this. So we may
Sure,
lose subscribers over this next comment.
it's okay. They'll be back.
When you're that rich, whether you're Tiger, Tony, Udoka, Tristan Thompson, and you don't want to be in a committed relationship, you don't have to be. You have
Right.
enough money, you can lay up, you can run through chicks, you can do whatever you want, and just let them know that's what the duck you're doing. Yo, so here's where I'm at. I believe Floyd Mayweather does this. Not that he's a shining beacon of responsibility. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. He's
So
just like,
funny.
yo, they know what it is. I think Cam does this too. Cameron, shout out to Cam. I love Cam.
Hmm.
He's just like, yo,
Hmm.
this is who I am. And if for some men it's about responsibility, for others it's about growth. For some, they're just never going to be tied to one woman. I'm not the one to judge. I'm merely saying when you have long paper, you can actually just create the life you want without any standard rules. You know what I mean? Do what you want, bro. You're Klay Thompson or you're
Right.
Tiger Woods or whomever, and just tell these chicks if they're thoughts, if they're 305s, just be like, yo, This is what it is. So either you want to be down or not. Nah, cool. Well, I'll find 3 or 4 chicks who want to live the lifestyle I want to live, and I'm good. You don't have to lie to anybody.
Yeah, you're right, but here's the problem with that. It goes back to what I was saying before. It's the outsized ego. I could do whatever I want, so I can have a wife and do what I want, and I got the. It doesn't matter. I'm gonna have the wife. I'm gonna give you the stability. I'm gonna be the poster child for this is how you should do it. Meanwhile, I'm I'm in chicks DMs and hotel rendezvous, and I'm doing all of that stuff,
I,
and
I, I
and
hear
that's the problem.
I hear what you're saying. What I'm saying is that women aren't stupid. Okay. Actually, no one's
Sure,
stupid,
yeah,
but
I
especially
know.
women, for all the things men do,
Mhm.
women have like a sixth sense. They can see, feel, and hear things that you be like, how did you even know that? They just do, right?
Right,
You can't tell me that MJ's ex-wife didn't know MJ was creeping on the road. Okay. Kobe Bryant got
right.
caught out there. And then she came out later on video was like, that it was consensual. I got the bag. So I'm saying women aren't dumb, bro. You don't have to get down like that. You can just be like, yo, I'm gonna do me. Don't get married. Like, just don't do it. Don't why?
I know, but like I said, you gotta understand. It goes back to what I'm saying. They do it because of the ego, and they feel like they can, and they're different. Other people have gotten caught. I won't get caught. I'll get away with it.
Okay,
I think Tiger even said,
help me.
"Go ahead."
I'm grabbing my brain. Help me understand. You're sitting on millions. You don't have to marry nobody if you want to be out there. Just be out there.
You don't. You don't. But here's the thing: cake and eat it too. I want to have my stability,
Love eating
and I
cake.
want to have kids with this woman or whatever it is. I want to have kids. I want to have the stability. I want somebody to take care of home, somewhere I can go to. But when I'm out on the road, I want to be able to get the Instagram model chicks and all of that and do all the things I want to
Fine,
do.
Sean, then marry a woman who knows you're gonna be out there. Bob Marley is one of my
Exactly.
favorite artists of all time. Okay. His wife, she would I don't know if you read, yeah, I don't know if you watched the Bob Marley documentary. When he had chicks over on the weekend after a concert, she knew what he was doing at their house. And in the morning, she would escort these hoes up out of there. Hey, the night's over. It's time. It's time for you
Right.
to go now. It's time. It's the night's over. It's time to go. It's over. That's my man. I have a family. You were here for the night. That was their relationship.
Sure.
So what I'm
I
saying
mean,
is,
different time, but sure.
all I'm saying is, if that's the life you want to live, make sure that you get you one who gets it. It's Bob Marley. Everybody wants Bob Marley. Turns out, how many kids does he have? 13.
Yeah, yeah. I listen, I'm not disputing that. What I'm trying to get you to understand is different time, social media wasn't around, didn't exist back then. That's one. Two, there's not a lot of women out there that would actually go for that. There's not. I mean, you might be able to find some, but there's not a lot that would
That's
actually go. And
correct. That's a
if
very
you
small
if
percentage of women.
yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
And if you do find them, they're not. It's not going to last. They're not going to be able to do that. They're like, I deserve better. They'll get an epiphany and I deserve better. But that's the thing. These guys have these big egos and they feel like they're invincible. So I can have that and have why can't I have that? I'm a big time millionaire. I know what I'm doing. People they want me. Why can't I have my beautiful wife and that? And then they're in these high profile positions where maybe that other lifestyle that you're speaking of, where they can go out and mess with random chicks, doesn't look right for that position. You see what I'm saying? You're the head coach, you're the
Optics.
leader.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
optics is very important. So I got to keep up my appearances on this side,
Yeah.
but oh, you know what? I'm a satisfy my desires on this side, and I can do it because you know what? I'm paid, and that's the problem. You know what I mean? That but like I said, I totally agree with you. I understand what you're saying. Don't do that. If you don't want to be married, you want to run around, chase chicks, don't do it. But understand the optics of it. And it may keep you out of certain jobs. And that's unfortunate. So
I've derailed the whole conversation. Just to I
It's
don't
okay.
know.
It's important
It
conversation,
is.
brother.
It
It
is.
is.
I just want to touch on the Mike Vrabel situation before we get out of here. What do you think, Diana Rossini? It looks like they've been humping around, as Bobby Brown would say, for about 6 years, while she's been dragging her husband through the mud on social and publicly on air for about that time. I just want to know your thoughts on how that's turning out, and the fact that Mike Vrabel's still coaching and she ended up stepping down from her job.
Uh, well, let me first off say, Miss Rosini is diabolical. By the way, she talks about her husband, and just it's like I just want to see this guy and say, hey man, I'm sorry, give him a hug, because I'm like, to the embarrassment of her, how she's acting is just it's insane. But Mike Vrabel, like I said, it just goes to show you, when you winning cures everything. Like, you know what I mean? Here's the thing. He just went to a Super Bowl. If he hadn't gone to a Super Bowl, does he still have a job? Hmm. I don't know. I don't know. Choir minds want to know, but he just went to a Super Bowl. You know what? Let's just go. PR person says, just tell him you're going to go to counseling, and and he gets to keep his job. And it's that's the way of the world, man. Winning cures everything,
Just
and
tell him you're going to go
it's
to
really
counseling.
it's
Yeah,
a shame.
just tell him
Yeah,
that.
just tell. And then did they not learn anything from the Coldplay incident? We had that very topic on our
We
podcast,
did.
one of our earlier podcasts, one of
Yeah,
our early
check the
shows.
tapes, guys. We be right on the tapes.
I'm saying, I mean, come on, man. I mean, if I don't condone it, I want
Yeah,
everybody to know that. But if you're gonna do it, stop being in public, man. Stop holding hands in public. Stop,
yeah. I
eh,
also want
go
to
to
say
your
this. I
rooms.
also want to say this, and again, I'm probably going to catch heat for it. We got to stop acting surprised that men and women sleep together. We we we, we have to stop.
No, are we really surprised?
We st- Bro, this is, if I were to rewind the tape and we could do this 1,000 years ago, there's somebody smashing somebody in 1926, right, with the steam engines, and 1,000 years before that, in 1826, there's somebody, building a house with mud, and go in 1726 or 1626. Knights are fighting each other because some waif is screwing, the sergeant at arms. This is
It's not new.
this is go back pre BC, Jesus's time, before Jesus. Somebody's hitting a dude on the head with a rock, talking about, I can't believe you came in my cave and took my girl.
So what you're saying is infidelity has been around since the beginning of time, is what you're
Since
telling me.
hold on, I can't yell into the mic. Since time began, people have been screwing around. This isn't a new concept, yet every time it happens, everyone's up in arms like someone just discovered the cure to cancer.
Let me tell you why.
Go ahead.
Because because these people, we admire what they do, and we put them on pedestals.
Oh,
So when they do it, and they do the things that we wouldn't think, we, not that we would totally put it past anyone to do anything, because they're human. Human beings are flawed. We make mistakes.
yeah.
But when we put someone on a pedestal and then we hear that they did it, we go, no, not him. Oh my God, really? That's crazy. And we have this, like we are now. We're like, man, what are they doing? Why? But like you said, it's been around since time began, and people do it. And why are they exempt? But we put them on. Seriously, when I
That's a
found
good
out Tiger
point.
Woods did what he did,
Yeah.
when he did what he did, I was like, damn, Tiger. You know what I mean? It's like,
Now, the one that hurt me was
why?
Steph Curry's parents. That's
Yeah,
the
that
one.
hurt
That
too.
one hurt me because they're Christians, religious.
Yeah,
I'm like, oh, they're exempt. No one's exempt. No one's exempt.
no one's exempt. But
For all
here's
the
what I
hold on,
want.
hold on, Sean. For all the talk
Yeah,
about how everyone's gay now, okay?
right.
People Men and women are still getting it on behind each other's backs.
Getting it in. But here's a novel concept. Why not just break up with them before you jump into it? Why not just say it doesn't work anymore for me?
No, I get that, but
Let's just break up.
there's kids and there's money, and then when you get rich, there's property and all this stuff that you don't want to go through. So you're like, let me just do it off the side. I get that. I'm just saying, like,
But that plays to my point.
go ahead.
Ego. See,
The
but
ego of
it's
it,
just
but
you prove my point.
what I'm saying is,
Yeah,
I think the pure the shock and awe of scandal is lost on me. I'm like,
yeah.
you guys, the Klay Thompson thing, the Mike Vrabel thing, the Dynamo. I'm like, this could be 1644, bro. What is it? What the face that launched just 1,000 ships? What? Helen of Troy, bro. What year was that? I don't even know what year that was.
I don't know.
What?
I have no clue. Yeah, man. It's unfortunate. So, moral of the story, I know we're getting ready to, getting low on time. Moral of the story, keep your relationships private. If you think you're gonna cheat, just break up,
No,
or
hold on.
don't get married. Don't get in a relationship.
Helen of Troy was 1200 BC, bro.
Man,
In
I'm
the
telling you,
1200s, before the birth of Jesus. People fighting wars over it.
it's it. It's it came around infidelity. It's here. And it's not going anywhere. When we're dead and gone, people will still
Guys,
do it.
guys, the Beat the Best relationship handbook will be releasing soon.
Right. The do's and
The
don'ts
do's and don'ts.
of being in a
We're
public
just we're
relationship.
just gonna start with keep your relationships private and communicate with your partner.
Yeah,
Communicate
that's
but
it.
definitely keep your
Simple.
relationships private though. Yeah, I mean,
Simple. Yeah.
guys, we didn't even get to everything we wanted to today, but I think we got to what we needed to, if that makes any sense. What they say, you can't always
Right.
get what you want, but if you try sometimes, you get what you need.
Absolutely.
And that's what you got today, guys. For Sean Fitzgerald Watkins, for Betamax 84, keep your relationships off the gram. Oh, don't forget to share this with your friends, share it with your enemies, share it with your ex, or share it with your side piece. Maybe they'll like it. Guys,
Side piece is crazy.
we will see you on the flip side.
All right. Peace out.